Hello everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Phoenix Draconis coming with you with both a throwback toy review as well as a toy upgrade review. So we're doing a 2-for-1 in this case. And as you can see, we are going to go ahead and focus on Transformers Prime Takara Tomy version of Megatron. Now this is what they call the final version. As you can tell, his right arm looks entirely different. In addition, he also has an arms micron, which I'll show off, but I'm not going to exactly go through the process of building or stickering up for that matter. In addition, we are also going to go ahead and also introduce the DMY D-05 designed for Transformers Prime Voyager Megatron. So this is going to be a very intense video. Now for anyone who has seen the Transformer Prime series, we already know this is Megatron. Well, actually both of these are Megatron. This is the US Hasbro version, and this is the Takara Tomy version. Now, you're wondering if they're the same figure, why do they look so different? Well, it's because number one, the Japanese version, the Takara Tomy version, they concentrate more on being actually show accurate, especially when it comes down to their painting apps. So you'll see a lot of painted silver, various types of silver, some details in terms of the plastic type of coloring on there, as well as minor details such as the eyes. In the US version, it's just bare bones, and so you will probably more than see a lot of customization with the US version than you will with the Takara Tomy version. However, this is where the D-05 upgrade set is all about, because the hands do not twist or there's no basically wrist rotation on there. In addition, because of this variation of the Voyager size character, it comes with this eyesore here of a cannon. I did not like it when I originally got the figure, and I should have gotten the upgrade kit back then for this version, but then I went through a purge and he wound up going bye-bye. So it wasn't until recently that I was able to get him, and over the past couple of weeks I wound up getting him, and about maybe a month or so ago I wound up finding this. Originally it was going to be for this one, but then I was told I needed this variation. But when they sent me the picture, it was for this variation. And this is the deluxe class. Now, as you can tell, he is almost complete. He's a really good figure, and I will review him later on. The only thing is that I do not have the cannon. It did not come with the cannon. So if anyone out there does have one and they're willing to part with it, the cannon, please let me know. I would love to go ahead and get that. So moving on. So as you can tell, there's a lot of great paint applications on this. This is done very nicely and very show accurate, as I stated before. A lot of good paint in the shoulder pads, on the chest, the abdomen, the crotch piece, the forearms, the calves, even the back of the calves. Very metallic purple on there. Now, of course, this is a different type of gray than you see in the US version. Now, there isn't really a whole lot of difference when it comes down to the Takara version and the US version here. They transform the same way, and like I said, this version also has this eyesore here of a cannon. So if nothing else, I just, when it hit, I'm just going to go ahead and try and upgrade. But before I do want to show you, because they do call this one the final version, and it's because of this arm here. Now, if anyone saw, I think, the episodes that led to the season finale of season 2, this is where they wound up decoding the Iacon database and found the 4 Omega keys. However, the Decepticons wound up getting a hold of what they call the Forge of Solus Prime. The only thing is that not anyone can use it. You actually have to have been a Prime to use that forge. However, Megatron is not above doing the unspeakable, and in this case he wound up, and for those that haven't seen it, this is going to be a spoiler alert, but Megatron, along with his first lieutenant, which was, I think, Dreadwing, there we go, Dreadwing, wound up going back to Cybertron and desecrating the resting place of one of the primes, and thereby taking his forearm, or her forearm, who knows. They didn't specify as to which prime it was, but it was a prime, and that enabled him to utilize, the Forge of Solus Prime, which is basically a very, very large hammer, and he wound up forging this, the Dark Star Saber, or as I like to call it, the Dark Saber. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, this, I wound up getting this also through eBay. This figure, and this I wound up getting through eBay. This figure I wound up going through the shopping app Mercari, which is really cool. I think I paid like $15 for this, for that. I think this was like 10 or 15, the sword. Now, of course, this, because it does come not just with the figure, but it does come with the eyesore in a baggie, the instructions that have the stickers, which like I said, I'm not planning on building the arms Micron this time. I may just go ahead and leave them in their individual bags, and I'm going to show those off to you now. But I think the one sticker I am going to utilize is the small Decepticon sticker that you see right there. So that is pretty much what it comes with. But yeah, and they did a really good job in painting this, so it differentiates from it. And of course, there is one thing I did notice, and excuse my hand getting in the way. I'm trying. Well, you know what? Give me a moment to rearrange so I can go ahead and show off the face real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, thank you for waiting. I apologize for the sniffles. Apparently there's a lot of pollen and ragweed and all that going around, so I probably am allergic to it. But of course, whenever a doctor asks what am I allergic to, I normally tell him or her BS. But the reason why I rearranged the camera angle was to show that face. And that's another thing. It does have light piping. However, that light piping became negated because they went ahead and painted the eyes to where you see the dark dot of red against a black background in his eye sockets. And the US version doesn't have that. It's just clear light piping. So that is really cool on that. So, and as you can tell, the Decepticon sticker is not on there, but it will be by the end of this video. But again, I just wanted to show that off. And there we go. And there he is, looking at his new appendage. Now you're probably wondering, why am I even showing this off? Because when I got this, I like this. However, this is going to be negated, null and void, when I put on the new accessories. And I'm going to move this Megatron out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and move him out of the way and show you the set. Now I have opened this up before just to see what is on there. So here we are, and I have to say this, I'm gonna go ahead and just open this up because I want you all to see what I'm seeing without all that mess. If I can get it on there, there we go. Okay, so here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and lean this right there. And okay, now one of the things we're going to go ahead and do, and I'm going to utilize my trusty tweezers here. I'm going to show off the head sculpt, and that is very awesome. Now, unlike the Takara version of the head, this one's a little bit bigger, but it still retains the light piping on there. Now, I am going to kind of miss that, so I'm deciding on whether or not I should go ahead and keep this keep the original head and trade this one. But in addition, as you can tell, you have his new back pieces, which are straight silver. They basically match up with the back, and it does have a different hinge right here. Then you have this little peg here, and that's supposed to go on the back. And then you got two new forearms. Now this one will also have the fusion cannon. You also have his battle sword, which can clip on and off. You also have this tab where you can remove this sword that goes in and out and plug that in there. And you also got fillers for his tootsies. So that is it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So we're going to take one fun look at Megatron. before we go ahead and proceed with his new with his surgical enhancement. And yes, I am taking a few pics because, like I said, you know, he is going to be undergoing some major modifications on here. So I'm going to take one final look at this set as well. Or you know what? Let me clean this like so. Yes, that works a lot better. Yeah, there we go. Alright, thank you for waiting, folks. I have to say, this has been one of the most difficult upgrade sets I have ever had I don't want to say displeasure, but I ever experienced with. A lot of the difficulties with this particular set are the size of the screws on there. You need a specific type of screwdriver that's small enough to fit in there. Unfortunately, I didn't have that. I even tried using my Better Half's eyeglass repair kit, which has like a type of small screwdriver, and even that was difficult. But I was able to remove the screws without tearing the threads up to no avail. But I was able to get them on there and get the new arms on here. And man, oh man, this set really complements this particular figure in general. Now, I know that there is a US version of the same kit for the US Megatron. The unfortunate part, though, is that I have yet to locate one. I did see a Transformers Prime Megatron with a complete set. However, when I tried to go ahead and look for it again, it was already off the list, so I think it may have been bought. So, otherwise I would have had both sets and I would have been able to show them side by side. But nonetheless, this is what he looks like all geared up now. And now I did have his sword arm out. Now this is sticking out a lot more than I really like, so what I may have to do is try and basically sand down the peg in order for it to fit in there all the way flushed, because it still sticks up over where it needs to be. So this is in the event either this sword breaks or I'm really not using it, then okay. But yeah, that's the sword. Now, I would have gone ahead and kept the sword that pretty much you can slide in and out, but honestly, I like this because this is how it looks in the show. So that's pretty cool. Of course, it replaced both arms, and the hands are on a ball joint here, so you do have range of motion. So that is pretty cool. I put on the new head after all, Now, like I mentioned earlier, I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to go ahead and keep that on there. But as I'm looking, I'm going to try and bring him a little bit closer. He kind of looks like he's got like beady eyes on there. So, and yes, I did put the Decepticon label on his chest. So, you know. But what I'm not going to do is put that bigger one on the outside. It didn't have it in the show. I'm not going to put it on there. For the US version, they stamped it on there. So unless I'm able to go ahead and get some sort of solution to clean that off, that'd probably much be the only way. But other than that, I mean, good God, that really compliments him a lot. And of course, with the, I'll go ahead and back him up just a bit. And of course, the foot pads give him a little bit more height, because, and unfortunately, I don't have a Robots in Disguise Optimus Prime from Transformers Prime, but you know, if you put them side by side, Optimus would be a little bit higher. This would actually bring him about almost eye level. So, you know, other than that, I mean, wow. Yeah, that's what I can say. And of course, you got his fusion cannon, and that makes a world of difference. You know, that, you know, just actually being able to have that on there instead of that nightmare they call a freaking cannon. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not really all that fond. And of course, you also have these panels that got replaced, and it allows you to fold this on a little bit more, so that way they're not sticking out or in the way. And of course, you have this where you can go ahead and put the sword in, and I'm gonna have to there we go. There we go. So I gotta go ahead and take off the pommel in order to get it out of his. There we go. And you have, you know, you have his sword, you know, sheathed on his back. So, I mean, yeah, like I said before, this really makes it all worthwhile. Yeah, that is, like I said, this is really, really awesome. I'm gonna try and zoom in on him right there. And this is a good set. It's a pain in the ass in a few areas, you know, whenever you're having to unscrew the original arms and then put these on there. But all in all, it is, I mean, this figure is tight all the way around, so it's got some really good standing articulation. And then with this add-on kit, that makes it even better, you know, at least for this, you know, Legends class figure, you know. So I mean, wow. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and zoom out just a bit. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him unsheath that. We're going to go ahead and take this off. And we're going to go ahead and just basically transform him. So, alright. So one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open this up. Like so. We're going to open up his chest area and fold his chest open. We're going to pull his abdomen and pull that down and tab that in. Now, before do anything further, like I said, this is just like the US version, so there's not much of a difference. We're just going to go ahead and just fold this in. Oh, let's take off the cannon. And we're going to go ahead and tab these two arms in, like so. And we're going to go ahead and fold the hands in, like that. Yes. Now, one of the things we are going to do next is we're going to go ahead and take this portion in. We're going to fold this around. And I'm going to do that like so. Now, this portion here, which is normally the inner thigh or the inner calf, is going to fold out like that. And there's, like the US, there's a tab right here that's going to fit right in this slot right there. I'm going to do the same on the other side. And take this inner thigh in, and we're going to go ahead and just tab that in, if it will tab. There we go. Okay. Now, come on, let go. For God's sake. Sometimes this thing... Oh, something I did forget. Oh, come on, damn it. Okay, because these are on a different hinge. Oh, we gotta pull this purple thing out. Now, we're gonna go ahead and fold these new bits there, like that. Okay, now there we go. Okay, now let's go ahead and tab everything like so. Come on, get in there. Alrighty, almost there, folks, almost there. Now I am hoping that I am... Come on, damn it, shit. This is one of the things that I'm really not liking about the not Legends, but the Voyager version, is that it just does not want to tab in. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead, pull this, put this chest pieces as part of the nose cone. Okay. Alright, so almost, not quite. Now, because there is no, and I really wish they had done this, like a type of tab or post that kind of folds in on this cannon and that can point out, just like in the APC version of it. You have, this is where this comes in. Now we're going to go ahead and put that on there, and we're going to put it like so. Now this isn't too bad. I want to take these two pieces out of the way, and there he is. And I have to say, this isn't too bad of a vehicle mode. Now granted, this cannon should be a little bit lower, you know, but all in all, it's not too bad. I'm really liking the new back piece here that folds up against this gray. But I mean, that is really, really awesome. I'm really liking this. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and change the camera angle. So give me a moment. All right, there he is. Damn it all. Like I said, other than the fact that this is raised up just a bit, he's not too bad. Like I said, if they had done originally a tab that you can be able to, you know, just plug into the arm, you know, like the original, then that's pretty cool. I like it. So let's go ahead and put the US version alongside the Japanese, and let's go ahead and take a quick look at how they scale here. And not too bad. I'm really liking this version, mostly because this is more show accurate than this one. Though of course I have to say, this Voyager version looks a hell of a lot better. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull this back just a bit. See, right there. Oh man. So yeah, let me get this one out. Like I said, I'm going to be reviewing the deluxe version as soon as it's complete. I'm just missing the cannon on that one. But man, oh man, that is pretty awesome. So let me go ahead, get both of these transformed into robot mode. We'll do a comparison on each, and at that point I'll give you my final thoughts. Alright folks, there they are, each of them transformed, and definitely you can see the differences. Now granted, this variation of the figure basically is hands down the definitive Transformers Prime Megatron. I think it's mostly because the choices that were made for not only the color of the plastic, but the paint applications that they used. They were so inclined to make this as tune accurate as possible. Now granted, both of them had pretty much the same type of gimmicky cannon, which, like I said, is everyone's favorite, not. And that's where this upgrade set came in. So we were able to go ahead and basically replace the forearms. We put on foot fillers to make him taller. In addition, we put in a replacement for these pieces here that basically will fold in a little bit more nicely, to the back. And of course there's this peg here, well, not peg, but this sword sheath that pegs in here, which also doubles to hold the cannon in vehicle mode, and of course the ever-present cannon. And oh yeah, and let's not forget the head sculpt. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I am thinking about keeping the original head, but I am liking this one here. I really am. Now, like I mentioned earlier, there is a version for the Hasbro one here. Unfortunately, I have yet to locate one, and the last time I did find one, it did come with the figure itself. Unfortunately, by the time I looked into purchasing that one as well, it was already off of eBay. So, but if I ever do find another set like it, I will jump at the chance for it and then do, another review which showcases the US version. So, but I would say on a scale of 1 through 10 for the figure as well as the upgrade set, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give it a 10 all the way around. The figure is top notch. It is tight in the joints. Hell, it was tight enough to where I was having difficulties removing the original arms, and putting these on here. The add-on kit pretty much just makes it pop even more hand. It matches the paint scheme big time. The hands match the established plastic that's already on there. And of course, the sheath for the sword, which luckily I already had, helps out a lot. And depending on how it's positioned in the hand, it will hold it. So that's a good thing. And of course, the beautiful cannon that he's supposed to have, especially with a Voyager class figure, he should not have had to had this gimmicky thing over here. So now with this set, with this figure, he does have his ARMS Micron figures, and I'm going to show those again to you if you can see it right there. And then of course there's this one here, and then last but not least there's this one here. Now I did do the ARMS Micron for the Hades Megatron when I reviewed them, but after that little experience with having to build this, yeah, I'm not going to do that again. So if you have a Voyager class Megatron Takara Tomy version and you've built it, then you know what I'm talking about. Or you can look it up on Google and see what these ARMS Microns are all about. But other than that, like I said, I definitely will give it a 10 all the way around. The figure as well as the add-on kit. If there were any points to be taken away, it basically is the difficulty in adding this add-on kit. It took me a while. But other than that, did you yourself have the opportunity to pick up that set for either the Takara version or the Hasbro version? And if so, do you like it? Do you hate it? Did you have as much difficulty as I did in trying to get that set up? Whatever you have to say about the set, leave it in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe to this channel. Ring the bell icon so you'll be notified on future videos as I put them out. So at this point in time, there's nothing more I have to say about this particular figure right here. I'd like to thank each and everyone for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. I've seen how it's been growing over the past couple of months now, and I look forward to seeing it grow even more. This is FEDEX Draconis, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace.